Okay, first we're gonna have our meat mixture, and what I have here is about 3 pounds mixture of ground brisket and bacon, fresh bacon right there, ground up. It's gonna be great. We're then gonna have about, I don't know, what, a tablespoon of minced garlic. We got our onion. We're gonna have a red and green pepper. We're gonna have some celery. Probably about 3 stalks, I think, is what we're gonna use there. Total of 4 cans of the diced tomatoes. We're gonna have 3 cans of regular chili beans and 1 can of a spicy chili bean. Of course, they didn't have spicy, so I had to use mild, which that's unfortunate. But if you want it, I don't really like super spicy anyway. If you do, just add more cayenne pepper in your spice mix. Little can of tomato paste, some green chilies. You know, if you want heat, you can use sriracha or Tabasco or whatever. I don't like either of those, so I use Frank's Red Hot. We're gonna use about, what was it? See, I should know. 2 teaspoons of the hot sauce, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and if you don't have Better Than Bouillon, you can use 4 regular beef bouillon cubes, but I use 3 tablespoons of Better Than Bouillon paste. I like it better. And then you have your spice mix. That's gonna consist of about 1/4 cup of chili powder, a tablespoon of oregano, 2 teaspoons of cumin, a teaspoon of the dried basil, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of black pepper. I put a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can add a little more or a little less depending on what kind of heat you like. A teaspoon of paprika and a teaspoon of sugar. And that's the spice mix. And then all we gotta do now is just mix this all together and then let it cook for about 4 hours. So let's get started on getting it all ready. Okay, I got all my veggies chopped. I got my cans all opened up. I got my regular chili beans drained. The spicy chili beans I kept in their own sauce. So now let's get cooking this beef and pork, and let's get making this chili. Guys, I almost forgot. This is B3 chili, bacon, brisket, and booze. So I was gonna do something else and it didn't work. So I'm not even gonna say what it was because it just was a complete failure. So what I'm gonna do is instead use a cup of Old Smoky Blackberry Moonshine. Our ground beef is done, or ground beef, ground bacon. What we want to do now is add our tomatoes, our tomato paste, and our chili beans. So let's go ahead and add all that in. All right, so we got our 4 cans of crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, our chili beans. Let's mix it up and we'll move to the next step. All right, once that's all mixed up, we're gonna add our onion, our celery, our bell peppers, our chili peppers, our bouillon, whichever you decide you want to do, and your bourbon, whichever you want to decide to do. All right, so let's add that in and we'll go to the next step. In goes the bourbon, or I should say the moonshine this time. The bourbon was the failure. That's all I'm gonna tell you about that. All right, we got all that mixed in there. Let's mix it up. Get that all mixed up. You're basically gonna throw in everything else. You got your spice mixture, your hot sauce, Worcestershire, and your garlic. Let's do that. Believe it or not, that's it. Now all we gotta do is let this cook. So what we're gonna do is on medium high to high heat, get this whole mess up to a boil, turn it down to simmer, cover it, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 4 hours. Come back in about every hour or so, give it a good stir so don't cook it on the bottom too badly. And then that'll be it. So I'm gonna see you guys in 4 hours. Okay, and here we are. Chili is done. It's only, I didn't do 4 hours, I just did 2. That should be good enough. It looks good. I kind of taste tested it a little bit, but I'm gonna let it cool off. Now we're not eating this until tomorrow. So you just don't want to go stick this in the fridge because it's too hot and it'll take too long to cool down. So what I'm gonna do is try and use an old culinary kitchen trick. They actually have devices to do this. Just like, they're called paddles, cooling paddles, but you freeze them and then you put them in whatever it is you're trying to cool down. And here we got some freezer things here, and you just stick it in there and you just stir it around. And we're gonna do this with all 3 of these, and it should cool it enough to let me put it in the fridge. Well, there it is. We're gonna serve this tomorrow, and I'll take some footage of that as well, with some of the wife's special sweet cornbread mixture. It's the best cornbread you'll ever have. Trust me. That's it.